Hi there, Simon from simonwoods.com. Today I am in the pink. I've got 10 rosé wines to get through and I can't cram them into one video, so I'm doing it over 2 videos. And I've sorted them in a very scientific order. So I've got, what have I got here? I've got Provence, I've got Tuscany, I've got New Zealand, Australia, Spain, lots and lots of different things. So what I did is I lined them up and I'm doing them in colour order, from the palest to the deepest one. So this is the pale one, and this one, which isn't going to be in this video, but just so you can see side by side comparison of pinkiness, yeah, to see, so that's going to be the last one in the second video. But we'll do the first video first, because that's the way I like to do things. One comes before two. First one I've got, actually first two are Provence Rosés. So this is Chateau Leoub, Rosé de Leoub 2010. Not sure what the grape varieties here are, but it'll be, wouldn't be surprised if there's Grenache in there, maybe Salso, this other grape that they grow down there called Tiburon, which it is a red grape, and but you never see it made into a red wine. Apparently it just doesn't work. Some things are just like that. Anyway, let's give it a whirl. Now sometimes I split rosés into 2 categories. There are white wine rosés and red wine rosés, meaning that if you were to taste them blindfold, you would think, is this a white wine? No, actually you look and it's a bit pink, and others you think, oh, this is quite sturdy and fruity, a bit chewy, it feels like a red wine, but it's still a pink one. This one is more on that, that white wine side, so I stick my nose in there and it's like there's like a fresh peachy character to it. If there is any betrayal of red origins, there's a slight raspberry character there as well. Smells like it's going to be nice, perfect for a July day, which it is here. Well, I suppose wherever you are, it's a July day there too, but never mind. Yeah, fresh, sappy, peach, citrus. Yes, as I say, if I were blindfold, very easily mistake that for a white wine. But apart from that, just that quite bit of rounded warmth to it. I mean, it's only, what, 12.5%, something like that. But strange thing is there, you feel like there's quite a bit of body and grunt to it. It's strange because there's this quite light flavours, but then in terms of the core, you know that you've got a wine rather than just fruit juice with a bit of alcohol in there. There is this heart of intensity. It's one of those ones that creeps up on you. Provence Rosés, I'm growing to love them more and more, because I used to think of them as just pale and not very interesting. Now the good ones are really standing out for me, and I find that they're wines that really do actually repay sitting down and drinking rather than tasting. Tasting them by themselves, they can just be a little spot the wine type of thing, but this one, I enjoy it. Even though I could very easily mistake it for a white wine. Let's see how we get on with the other Provence one. Côte de Provence, Chateau de Fonlard, Aurelia Prima. Now I've just been having a look on the back label and it says Syrah and Grenache, the grapes here. As with the first one, this is a slightly deeper in colour, I don't know if you can see that, but it feels like it's more on that white wine side. It doesn't feel like it's going to be quite as interesting and fresh and tangy as the first one. It feels like it's going to be ever so slightly, rustic's the wrong word, but a bit more, hasn't got quite the breeding of the first one. Yeah, slight hint of bubblegum there. A bit of this sandy character that I pick up in quite a few Provence Rosés. It's not as classy as the first one, but it's quite a bit cheaper. Hey, this is the sort of rosé that when I was saying about things that I didn't really see the point in, it's okay, but I'd rather have a white wine, a decent white wine at that price, because there's not very much pinkiness in terms of its flavour. Never mind, a bit of citrus, a bit of whatever, and next. Next is Barone Ricasole Albia 2010, so we're in Tuscany here. And the main Tuscan grape is Sangiovese, but I think that this has also got a bit of Merlot in there. So Sangiovese Merlot, not sure of the proportions, but slightly deeper in colour. Let's see whether it has Italianity or whether it's just one of those, another slightly simple rosé. No, this smells much strawberry and apple pie. Cup final day at our house in when I was growing up with my parents. We always used to have the same meal, and the meal afterwards on FA Cup final day was strawberry and apple pie, and it just smells like that. There's a little bit of that, you know, when you cook pastry and the underside of the pastry's gone that little bit soggy. There's almost that character coming through as well. So yeah, you've got the cooked apple, as in the strawberry and apple pie, but there's also a bit of fresh appley zip and zest there. Nice summer day wine. Slight kiss me quick to it though. It's if I don't find really much class there. It's not a cheap wine. It's like over £10. So it's got this bit of red berry and a bit of the apple in there. But beyond that, I'm looking for a little bit more at £10.50, and I don't find it has that. It's nice, it's fresh, it's one of those that you sit in the garden and someone pours you a couple of glasses. You're certainly not going to pour it in the nearest flower bed, but personality, not hot on that. Again, a white wine rosé. I don't find too much red fruit character, apart from that just little edge of that the strawberry coming through. Okie doke, next one, Cuvee de Richard Rosé, made by Alain Grignon, who gets around the Languedoc quite a bit. I don't know who Richard is. You never see something like Cuvée de Wayne or Cuvée de Arthur. Maybe you do, Cuvée de Derrick. Let's give it a whirl. I think this is the cheapest of these five. I'd have to be honest, it doesn't smell of all that much. It smells of like something that's going to be cool, vaguely winey. There's a bit of this vague citrus, not too much red fruit character coming through. Again, one of those blindfold, I could very easily think it was a white wine. Back label says it's packed with berry flavours. Well, it isn't. It's got a little bit of berry in there. It's got a little bit of this apple. It's a bit soft. It's round. It's simple, and I find it a bit cloying. I don't know whether they've left sugar in there to round it out, but the finish isn't as crisp as well. The thing about the one before, it was a bit anodyne, but it finished crisp. This one is a bit anodyne, and yeah, I've left with a slightly stale, sweet flavour in my mouth, which isn't all that pleasant. Let's see whether we get pleasant on the last one of this first instalment. Spy Valley Rosé from Marlborough, and made from Pinot Noir. And this is a step up. It's a bit more peachy. It's a bit more a peach melba. It's got those flavours like slightly cooked raspberries, peach, and a touch of vanilla in there. And there's it feels like it's going to be a mixture of fullness and freshness. It feels like it's a more concentrated wine than certainly the two that have gone before. Actually, the three that have gone before. But there's something in there that's going to keep it sappy and fresh. There's like you can taste a little bit of that sappy greenness that you get in Sauvignon Blanc from Marlborough. Well, you can smell it. Maybe let's see if you can taste it. I'd say it with the most forward and fruity of these five. Not very subtle, but packed with flavour, and yeah, you get this. It is very much an in-between wine. It has got the red fruit flavours. It has got the white wine freshness, and yeah, maybe a touch simple, but honest and juicy and tasty. Not as tasty as the first one. First one, my favourite by quite a long way. But hey, let's see how we get on with the deeper coloured wines. But you're going to have to wait for that. See you soon, or see you later.